and Arabian is Arabian.
Love it. I don't know if that would fly nowadays, but right. Somebody would.
And that's the part I keep on. It just amazes me, man, that people still want to compare our time to current times. It was two different times, man. Our goal was never to impress as my boy would say, another nigga. Okay, we wasn't trying to impress another set of balls. We trying to get at that girls, okay? And we wasn't trying to be hard. We was trying to be as smooth as possible, as debonair as possible. And that was our get down. Understand this. Uncle Jam's Army, Wrecking Crew, everybody before dope became the hustle of the streets, we gave dances for a living. We gave parties for a living. That's what we did. So why would we make some music that's going to tear up our parties? As soon as gangster rap became the music of the streets, clubs started shutting down. That was bad for business. We had enough sense, just like your girl did last week.
Lexi Gold, shout out.
Lexi Gold, shout out to baby girl. She was smart enough to make music for herself, for her to dance to. And we did the same thing. We made records that people dance to at our clubs. We did that, okay? And because we had a connection with Greg Mack on K-Day, it just made everything that much bigger, a much better trifecta. And it just blew up the West Coast overall. And we laid the foundation for all the disrespect that we get. We laid the foundation for all the disrespect that we get. No, we're not gonna go. These groups, we're not gonna go on tour together. Okay, we have different clientels, but the streets were different. So it's like saying you racing a Model T with a Tesla. They both got cars, but they at that time, that's the best. And at some point in time, a Tesla's gonna seem old. At some point in time, I tell you, dude, when I had my brick phone back in the late 80s, early 90s, that was high technology, man. My brick on that hood, in the hood of that Cadillac, that was the highest technology you could get at that time. Now you get clowned for the same thing that at one point in time, these phones are going to be fucking antiques. You watch. They're going to stick a chip up your ass or something. I don't know. They're gonna do something. You might put an SD card up your ass or whatever to get a signal. I'm not sure, but at some point in time, there are
gonna be lines of people with their asses sticking out. Going to him.
Niggas had their ass in the window, put a USB card up their ass. But it's just amazing, man. That this is the part that I got to give respect to Latinos and white folks for, because they appreciate the culture, the evolution of what we did. And this is something I think is a problem for black folks in general, not only with hip hop, but just in everything. We don't respect the stuff that we did, and we just we create such a creative group of people that we don't respect the forefathers and mothers that paved the way to get us where we're. Nobody don't care about Martin Luther King these days.
Isn't that crazy, man?
He gave his life. They could give them my money. Okay.
He's clowned upon. I mean, they pull up shit like he was too weak. They talk about him having affairs. Like I'm like, this is the guy who is probably the reason why you're here right now in a lot of ways.
Right. So when you but everybody they love Malcolm. I love both. I got love for both of them, but they love Malcolm because he was ready to shoot folks. Okay. I understand sometimes. And at one point in time, Martin was getting more like Malcolm. Okay? He got tired of them dogs chewing on his ass too. So it became, the evolution was starting, but as you all know, he didn't make the full transition. So when you look back, and hindsight being 2020, everybody got something to say, but you wasn't saying nothing at that time. It's easy to go back and judge, or easy to go back and judge, or what I'm thinking, or criticize something that you had nothing to do with. It's easy to sit on the sidelines. Well, that play should have been done by you. You sit at home on your 60-inch TV, or the quarterback should have went to the left. You don't have 11 big son bitches chasing your ass down. You ain't been running
Monday morning quarterback.
Huh?
Monday morning quarterback.
Right. You wonder what people want a Monday morning quarterback life. You can't do that. Where was you at when it came time to do that? If you wasn't born yet, appreciate what they did and keep it pushing. And that's the part that's really disheartening for a person who did so much to have to be disrespected by folks that, hey man, come on, dude. But for a generation that demands so much respect, they sure are slow to give it out.
There it is, folks. Before we move on, make sure you hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you are not a member of the show. We really appreciate you joining us. This is something that I've heard in the comments. I've been reading the comments, on other channels and things like that over the past week in ours. But was World Class Wrecking Crew an R&B group, a rap group, a fusion of both? What would you explain, World Class Wrecking Crew as, if you had to someone?
We were the scratch. We were the segue between R&B and rap, Doc. Rap was not fully accepted when we first started doing our shit. And people, if you wasn't born yet, you don't know, you don't understand what I'm talking about. World Class Wrecking Crew was on the cusp of West Coast hip hop and R&B. We were an R&B hip hop group. Yeah, how do you do that? It's just like you are a country and western hip hop group. You just blend. You blend the two styles together. Yes, we did. We rap. We wasn't power rappers. We wasn't trying to compete with nobody because what am I to compete with? And Toddy T did his thing. Mixmaster Spade did his thing. But at that time, we were only looking at guys like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Cool Mo D, and these kind of acts. And they hadn't blown up completely. Grandmaster Flash did. But again, the biggest rap record was Sugar Hill. It was bigger than The Message. Eventually, The Message caught up. But we played Sugar Hill in the club. We didn't really play The Message that much. It was a good record, but we didn't play it. So we tried to go where the money is. And the money was.
Thank you, Marlon. Good looking out on that 1999.
He must have got his income tax check. I'm just clowning, Doc. Happy birthday to you, dude. It was an evolution, man. It was nobody that could define what we were doing at that time. We were just trying to do something that was gonna fit, because we can't sing, so we're not R&B. Rap is coming, but it ain't all the way here yet. We can't, ain't nobody wearing no jeans on stage. Nobody's wearing jeans on stage, so we can't wear jeans. We can't wear tennis shoes on stage because ain't nobody wearing jeans on tennis shoes. Run DMC hadn't even blown up yet when we came out. They were still up and coming. Remember, I just booked them a year or two before we started doing records. They the ones that made us one of the records in the first place. So if I'm booking a motherfucker in June and I make my record in November, he ain't blown up yet. So these are the kind of decisions we had to make. And I'm just saying, man, it don't make no sense. It don't make no difference